Now, when we also guide students on career choice, we also like to look at careers that are becoming obsolete, because there are students who pick careers that become obsolete with time or with the way things are changing according to technology. For example, if a student wants to be a bank teller, for example, nowadays most of transactions in banks are being handled by machines or even phones and ATM machines and what have you. We have people operating bank accounts through their phones. Therefore, these are things that are becoming obsolete. People becoming accounts clerks, switchboard operators, data clerk entries, word processing, and what have you. There are some jobs that are becoming obsolete. Then we also guide them on the careers that are likely to be in high demand. For example, in this era, in the next 15 years, which careers are likely to remain in high demand no matter what happens. And these are careers that students also need to focus on. Things to do with something like architecture, or what we call the built environment. This is something that cannot go out of fashion. It cannot become obsolete because constructions and building designs and all that is happening and will continue way into the future. Things to do with beauty therapy, for example. Beauty therapy. In this day and era, people are so much conscious about their image, about how they look like. Therefore, they are striving to improve their appearances for better prospects in life. Therefore, beauty therapy, things to do with hair design, things to do with pedicure, manicure, and those kind of things, plastic surgery, are things that are high in demand way into the future. You know, they say image is everything. There is that notion. Then there is also things to do with entertainment. Entertainment, music, comedy, acrobatics, the movie industry. These are careers that are going to be in high demand in the next 15 to 20 years and way into the future. Psychology and counseling, things to do with counseling and psychology, due to the increased stress in life, in modern life. There will always need for counselors, psychology counselors, who can be able to counsel people because of the things they are going through. Sports is another area that cannot become obsolete. It is only that we are facing a challenge of the COVID situation. But without the COVID, put it aside, athletics, soccer, basketball, those kind of things are careers that cannot become obsolete. Things to do with computer graphics design are very important. Real estate management, nursing, and healthcare industry. If you migrated, for example, from Kenya to USA or from Africa to USA, you may find that healthcare and nursing is one of the key careers in the USA. And that means, therefore, that this is something that cannot become obsolete, because healthcare, people will always become sick so long as life exists. Therefore, it cannot become obsolete. Another area is elderly care, care of old people, or what we call end-of-life management. As people are living longer because of life expectancies are increasing, the countries are developing, especially African countries, people are now living longer. When people live longer, there are issues to do with how do we manage old people, because people are too busy in life to take care of their old parents and their grandparents. When we have this care, that is another area that is becoming in high demand in life. Interior design of buildings and landscaping is another area that is in high demand. Automotive engineering, motor vehicle mechanics, these are areas that kids can venture into. Agriculture, food industry, as long as life is there, people will continue eating and demanding food. especially as we talk about the rapid population growth and urbanization. As we move well into the 21st century, what we are seeing is that population explosion is taking place, that populations are growing rapidly, and most of these people are becoming urbanized. They are living in urban areas, in estates where they don't have chambers to plant their crops and what have you. When these people live in estates and in flats and things like that, there's need for food. Therefore, agriculture and the food industry has become a key thing in today's time. Coupled with that is something we call hotel management, hospitality industry, tourism. These are things that cannot become obsolete as we move forward. The other key area of high demand is leadership. Leadership and public speaking. If your child is very good at public speaking and has people skills, that people who are outgoing, they are confident, they know how to express themselves, this is something else that cannot become obsolete. Actually, it is an area that is in high demand. People always need leadership. Whenever people gather, even if you gather 10 people, they must get a leader. Therefore, leadership and public speaking skills are very, very important. I mentioned about architecture, or what you call the built environment, is an area of high demand in the current times. Construction work, environmental conservation, and what have you. Journalism is another area that people are always hungry for news. Therefore, if a student goes into journalism, video production, video editing, those are areas that are in high demand. Animation, translation, and all that, customer service, and people management. Therefore, as we talk about career guidance, what is the strategy? What strategy do we need to employ? Strategy number one is, determine which skills are likely to remain marketable way into the future. That's the first consideration for a student. Which skills are likely to be marketable way into the future? Number two is to acquire multiple skills or areas of competence. What do I mean by that? That a student should not just train in one area of specialization only. That one is too risky. For example, a student just training in accountancy or law or marketing, and then they settle at that, they are likely to become obsolete very, very quickly. That's why you have seen the trend that we are seeing in life today is you find somebody with multiple skills, multiple areas of training. You find somebody is an accountant, the same person has done law, he's a lawyer, he's an accountant, he can do marketing and all that. He has multiple areas of specialization, therefore he is not living on one edge. For example, multilingual persons. If you are multilingual, it means you've trained in multiple languages. Again, that gives you a head start in life because you don't know whether this child shall grow up, shall work in the country where you live. You may find that this child works in France, for example, or this child might eventually migrate to Germany. Therefore, if you train a child in multiple languages, a child can be speaking not just the three languages we speak in the country, English, Kiswahili, and your mother tongue. That is being short-sighted. But if this child can speak other international languages, for example, Chinese. Remember, Chinese is kind of dominating the world. So that means if you're able to engage with these people in their own language, that can be a very big added advantage on the child. If the child learns French, for example, this child can migrate even to West Africa. Most of West African countries are what we call Francophone countries. They speak French. So your child can work in Kenya, work in West Africa, work in France and other places, or even go to Canada, a place we call Quebec, where they speak French. So that gives the child an advantage. Let me give you a quote. There's a quote from a lady called Melinda Gates. Most of us, we know Melinda Gates, the wife of Bill Gates. She said, to be successful, every single one of us has to learn new skills. Not only the young people, listen to this. Every one of us has to learn new skills, not just once, but throughout our careers. So meaning, even when you are 50 years old, you need to keep on learning new skills. Don't just say, I trained as an engineer in 1962, and then you stick on that. But you need to keep on training, because you may never know. Something can even happen to your life that you can no longer do the job that you do. For example, if you're a doctor, you're a surgeon, and your work is to do delicate surgery, like neurosurgery, then you happen to become blind, or you happen to be crippled in a road accident, that you can no longer use your limbs to do the work you do. What is your fallback position? Do you have a fallback plan? What else can you do in life? Do you become vegetative and then you start depending on others because you just stayed on one line? Number 3, know your giftings, know your talents, know your strengths, and enhance them through continuous practice and training. If you know yourself, then you are likely to enhance what you have and become better at what you do. Also seek opportunities of exposure and connect with people who do what you like. That means sharpening you. You know, the Bible says that as iron sharpens iron, so does man sharpen another man. Therefore, if you get exposure and connected to the people who do what you like, they will sharpen you on what you do. Improve your network, and that's number 4. Improve your network of reliable friends or acquaintances. Somebody once said that your network is your net worth. Meaning, the bigger and stronger your network is, the richer you are. Your richness is determined by who you know, who you are connected to. There are people in high places today just because of their network. Not even because of their education. Not even because of their training. Not even because of their skills. But simply because of the network they are in that enable them to reach where they are. Therefore, even as you raise up these kids, train them the value and the virtue of networking with the right people. Because the right people can connect you to your destiny. There's something we call in life destiny helpers and destiny connectors. There are people who can connect your child to where they are supposed to be. Not even a parent, not even a relative, but the network they build up. And that network is so much built on the basis of trust. If your child has integrity and is accountable to other people, has that team spirit, then the bigger the network they're able to build, and that network can transform their life. Now, when I talk about reliable friends, what do I mean by that? I mean people who can stretch you, people who can challenge you to grow, to do new things. People who can challenge you to do new things. People who can challenge you to leave your comfort zone, because most people are retarded in life because they like the status quo. They like staying where it's comfortable. They like where it's peaceful, a familiar environment. Therefore, they never grow. Reliable friends are people who give you ideas, who set pace for you. There are people who call pace setters or role models. They can role model for you what you want to do. They are already doing it. And even coach you. There are people who can even coach you that this thing you want to do is done this way. People who are not necessarily nice to you, because some people are lost because they hang around people who talk well of them all the time, praising them even when they are failing, even when they are misbehaving. There are people who are cheering them up, but these are people who destroy destinies. But reliable friends are people who are not necessarily nice, but they have to tell you the truth. There's a saying that says that if you are the smartest person in a group, that group is too small for you. So that means as you seek out a network that will grow you, don't be the smartest person in the group. Because if you are the smartest, then those people cannot challenge you to grow in any way. In any case, they can only draw you back because they are feeding from you. You don't feed from them. Number 5, study. If you want to grow, study to show yourself approved. A workman not ashamed. Those are words of the Bible. Study continually. Improve your knowledge. You know, somebody was saying that during this downtime, because the corona season has become quite a downtime for most organizations and people, is that we were saying that in the downtime, make sure you gain 3 things. You come out of it upskilled. You have better skills or new skills. Number 2, more knowledgeable. And number 3, healthier and fitter. Those are key things you can do in your downtime. Therefore, improve your knowledge. Read widely. Get information from books, newspapers, magazines, journals, documentaries, especially in your area of interest. That is how to build up your knowledge. Finally, character. Intelligence, abilities, and talents can take you to the top. I had said this before. But it's only your character that will sustain you there. Because at times, you can go very high in life, but your character will cause you to come crashing down from a very high place. And remember, the higher the height, the more disastrous it can be for you. Now, as we talk about career guidance, I also tend to focus a lot on self-esteem. That's a whole area, again, I've written about, concerning the place of self-esteem in career success. Because there are people who are very learned, they have the best papers, they have the best network of friends, but they don't have the self-esteem to be able to sustain them. You know, it is said that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So self-esteem has a big place in career growth and career success. How you see yourself. You know, self-esteem or self-image is not how you are seen by others, but how you appear to yourself. And that is what determines whether you have self-confidence and all that. Now, as I look at that, is a big area that I don't want to deal with now, is that I'll just highlight some of the issues that I talk about, characteristics of high self-esteem, and I've given quite a number of characteristics. That will be a topic for another day. If we have another session like this, I'll give characteristics of high self-esteem, and then remedies to poor self-image. Again, there's a lot I've written about that. How do people with poor self-esteem or a child with poor self-esteem, how can they work out their self-esteem to be as it's supposed to be? Then, finally, I want to leave you with this comment that you were made by God and for God. And until you understand that, life will never make sense. There's a quote, you are made by God and for God. And until you understand that, life will never make says. Psalms 37:5 says, commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. What is this thing we are saying, bring it to pass? The career goal that you have, the life that you want, he shall bring it to pass if you commit your way unto him. Others, thank you very much. That was roughly on guidance and counseling in the 4 key areas that I have started with. I've said on educational matters, examination issues, social values, family values, career guidance, and that is a whole area of study on guidance and counseling. For more detailed conversation on the same issues, we shall have another session. And until next time, thank you very much. God bless you.